Monica Fernandes with Evolution Essentials. In this video, I'm talking to my friend and keto lifestyle coach, Sabrina Williams, on the stress of transformation, how to transform your body with keto in 2020. Make sure you stick around until the end, as I have a free gift for you to aid you in this transformation. Well, hi, Sabrina Rivers Williams.
Hey, Monica.
Was that too much? Welcome to my channel here, and I'm so glad that you're here to share your knowledge and expertise on the stress of transformation and how to transform your body with keto in 2020. So I'm really excited to learn from you, and I know that people that are looking into the keto lifestyle as their future journey, or even if they're on that journey right now, I think they're going to get a lot of great information from you. So I wanted to just quickly have you introduce yourself.
Well, hey, everybody. Thank you for having me, Monica. This is great. My name's Sabrina Williams, and I am a almost 43-year-old wife and mom, and that is my full-time job. I have been battling probably my weight since I was 13 years old, so a better part of my life. My journey has been up and down with my weight, and I have tried every diet you can think of. If there was an infomercial for it, if there was a package for it, if you could count calories for it or count points for it, you better believe I tried it. I paid for it. I did it, and though I did have some success with some things for a limited time, nothing was ever sustainable. My blood pressure started to hit the roof. I had to start taking blood pressure medication probably in my early 30s. I have degenerative discs in my back. So I kind of live with a constant level of back pain all the time. I had really bad allergies. I have asthma. I have eczema, and I kind of had this laundry list of ailments at a fairly young age. And then I had my daughter a little bit later in life. And was probably about 30 pounds overweight when I had my daughter, and then gained 50 pounds during my pregnancy. So, it slowly just started to spiral down. Things started, my asthma got worse. I was taking 2 inhalers a day. I was taking 3 allergy pills to maintain my allergies. I was taking a ridiculous amount of blood pressure medication to keep my blood pressure under control. As a matter of fact, with my pregnancy, I was having to take 4 pills a day to keep my blood pressure under control, 2 in the morning and 2 at night while I was pregnant. So, I was not in a good place. And then I had this gorgeous little girl, and she's amazing. And I was still in a lot of physical pain from my back, still having to take all the medication. I had to stop breastfeeding because I had to take a different set of blood pressure medication in order to get my blood pressure under control. So I kind of had hit rock bottom with my weight. And, then I discovered, was brought on board to this magical lifestyle that really has, saved my life. So
tell us a little bit about what is keto. What is the keto lifestyle?
So keto is a low carb, high fat, moderate protein diet. Pretty much what I tell people is I eat real food all day, every day. It's what I do. I stay away from pre-packaged food as much as possible. My goal when I am eating foods, even if I have to pick up something in packaging, is for the package to have less than 8 ingredients in it, which is almost impossible if you look.
Yeah, I would think so.
So, yeah, it is. the best way when people are like, well, what do you eat? And I'm like, well, the outer edge of your grocery store. I shop the outer edge of my grocery store. I don't shop inside the aisles. So, all your produce, all your meats, and all your dairy are on the outer edge of the grocery store. And that's where I do my food shopping. And that's where majority of my food sources come from.
So tell us, what was the actual transformation? So I know that this started 4 years ago. What was the actual transformation? Because I know it was drastic.
Yeah. So I started 4 years ago. I have lost just about 85 pounds since I started. I wish I had taken measurements. I encourage my clients to take measurements. I know I've lost way more inches than I've lost weight. I have stopped taking blood pressure medication. I am now down to just taking a water pill, which I'm working my way off of. I no longer have the lower back pain. I can get up and walk around, and I don't have to take pain medication for my back daily anymore. I take one allergy pill now. I only take it in the summertime. I no longer have to take it all year round. I take it in the summertime when the allergy season flares up. When my husband cuts grass, because that's my biggest allergy, I found out. So cut grass is not my friend. So when we cut grass in the summertime, I have to take my allergy pill. But that's the only time I take it. I don't take it in the winter. I no longer take 2 inhalers a day. I don't use my inhalers at all anymore. Let's see. Gosh, what else has happened?
Emotionally and mentally, and how has that impacted your emotions and your state of mind?
So yeah, I was severely kind of depressed and sheltered. I was kind of living the life of a recluse. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want anybody to see me. So I was home a lot, and I was sleeping a lot, and I would cry when commercials would come on, and cry if good things were happening. I was very emotionally charged, and keto is really great about regulating your hormones because it is done through fat loss. So I'm not just losing weight, I'm losing fat. And a lot of hormones are stored in your fat cells. And so as your fat starts to dissipate, your hormone level finally starts to level out. And so I am much more even keel now. We attend the social functions. I can get out. I'm happier just in general. Like my mindset is completely different now than it was before. And that's because the brain fog goes away. Like I can think clearly. I run on a different set of fuel now. So, I run evenly instead of running up and down.
Right. Everything is more balanced.
It has definitely leveled me out. Yes, everything's more balanced.
How has it affected your relationships when, as you, even, I know that you've talked about before, but during and after. So was it positive feedback, or did you have people that were, sort of jealous or, of your journey, or were people seeking you out because they wanted to do the same?
So probably a little bit of all of that, right? I gained lots of friends. Because people wanted to know what I was doing. What are you doing? And how are you doing that? And then, you lose some friends because they don't understand what you're doing. They think what you're doing is harmful to yourself. Or they're, don't understand or comprehend your results, or they're not used to dealing with you in a new state. It was okay when I was that quiet, kind of repressed, upset person that they were dealing with. But now when you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit more confident and reassured and, ready to go, that's not the person they're used to dealing with. And so, you lose some friends too along the way.
It's not a bad
definitely
thing.
has made me a better.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're transforming your relationships and keeping the ones that are positive in your life, right? I think it's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You definitely shake the tree a whole lot when you make a transformation of this nature. Yeah. My husband sometimes wonders, he's like, I don't know what happened to the girl I married. She's
Well,
gone.
I
I'm
wanted to
like,
ask you
yeah,
about
she might
that.
be.
How did that affect your relationship with him? Like, how was he? Was it strange for him to, uh, you know, see the transformation, or what was his reaction?
Well, my husband's very even keel anyway. He's always been that way his whole life. He'll tell me a lot of times, there's nothing, you didn't change, Sabrina. You are who you are. It just kind of is what it is. The physical change, I honestly don't know. I feel like he's good with it. And, I think his biggest thing is, as long as you're happy with yourself, I'm happy. But I definitely think he sees a change in like my ability to, hang out and want to do things and want to exercise and want to do crazy stuff, like go walk 6 miles or whatever. He's like, oh, well, that's different. Like, that's not something she would have ever done in the past. So,
Well, but I'm sure that he was, happy that you were not feeling depressed and that you were not physically suffering and mentally suffering. I assume that it's to me, a transformation like that is really a breath of fresh air, and I would imagine that it would improve your relationship in a way.
yeah, definitely. Like, I know I feel that I'm a better wife and a better mother now, in this state than I was before. I'm sure he feels the same way. Honestly, we've never had a big conversation about it, but the way he approaches me and the way we deal with each other now, I think is different. So I think that's kind of his way of saying, hey, things are a lot better.
That's great.
He's a very quiet man, so there isn't a lot of.
Well, in a couple,
we
you have
definitely
to
interact
balance each
differently.
other out, right?
Right. Because we know I'm not the quiet one.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's probably why he loves you. That's probably why he loves you. If you're enjoying this video, check out this one right here on how to deal with the stress of weight loss. So I wanted to ask people that tell them that if they're enjoying our banter, our craziness here, and the information that you're providing, I want them to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so they can, be notified of future videos like this. And the next thing that I was going to touch on is, if somebody wants to start, okay, with the keto lifestyle, what are the first things that you recommend?
So one of the first few things I recommend is just, if you can, and it's not possible for everybody, but if you can, like, clean out your cabinets and your cupboards, like, just clean them out. Get rid of all the things that you were eating before. And I know the first thing people say is, I have other people in the household. I do too. And I'm the only keto in my house. Okay. So there are things that I, keep around for them. But if initially, when you're starting out, if you can put those things like in their own space somewhere for them to access and clear out everything else, it is beneficial if you can start clean.
What are the biggest no-nos or sort of enemies of the keto lifestyle? Like, what are the biggest no-nos?
So sugar and any complex carb. So rice, pastas, cereals, so
any grains,
any type of grains, any breads,
Mhm.
any type of wheat, any of those things, and anything sugar based or with sugar in it. So it really clears your cabinets out a lot.
So if people, like for example, if people say, I know a lot of people that have a sweet tooth, how do they sort of quench that sweet tooth with keto?
Well, so when you're starting, one of the things I love to tell my clients is, a sweet tooth is like a stray cat, right? If you keep feeding it, it's going to keep coming back. You need to stop feeding the cat. So the best way to do that is to have a good amount of salt and a good amount of potassium in your system. They will help with the cravings. So up your
Do you
salt
take
intake
any
and up your potassium
sweeteners?
intake.
Do you take any are there sweet natural sweeteners that you take, or just sweet foods completely forbidden?
No, there are sweeteners that are ketogenically approved and are okay. And once you have hit the point where you're maintaining, or you have reached, your goal or where you want to be, then if that's something you want to partake in every now and then, it's fine. As long as you're not dealing with an addiction of any type, that can be a struggle. Some people have the power to moderate, and some people have to abstain.
Mm-hmm.
Learning where you fall is a big part of your journey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. To curb your appetite, one of my greatest tips to flavor water are citrus essential oils. You can't just do that with just any brand. So check out the description below to get 25% off on the essential oil brand that I use. They have to be pure, and you should be able to get third-party chemical reports on what is in the bottle, so you know it's safe for consumption. My current favorite is grapefruit essential oil. It's wonderful to curb your appetite and those sweet tooth cravings. So
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, do you eat fruit?
So in general, no, I don't eat fruit. I do eat some berries every now and then, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, or raspberries. That's the extent of my fruit intake. Fruit is nothing but sugar, no matter how you do it. Like, it's natural sugar, but it's sugar. So I don't
processed in the body the
ingest
same,
fruit.
right?
Yeah, process is the same way as eating regular sugar, eating processed sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I don't eat fruit.
Yeah, I don't have a tendency to eat fruit naturally. And I don't have a sweet tooth like that sweet tooth people do. But one time I was looking for some sort of maple syrup substitute, and I found a keto one. It says keto. I think it's made with monk fruit, and it's you don't need a lot of it, huh?
Lakanto?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yes. Yep.
And you don't need a lot of it because it's pretty sweet.
It's sweet. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I thought of that, and I thought of you when I got it, because I was like, maybe, when I do need a little something, that's a good, it's a good, alternative for sure. Mm-hmm.
It is a much better alternative than normal eating regular sugar. Even my daughter, I have her eating it now instead of the maple syrup, the Lakanto maple syrup, instead of eating regular syrup when she's eating things. I am slowly trying to graduate her out of the high processed carbs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's understandable. I'm assuming that for kids, there's a lot of temptations, because the kids are so even the advertising is so geared towards sugar and processed foods, and things that are so terrible for anybody, and I think for children it's probably even worse for them, because they're still developing, right?
Yes. So it's difficult. I always tell myself, I wish I knew then what I know now, or I would have started differently, with her. But the only thing I can do now is, I actually just try to educate her the same way I educate, others, and let her know, why we have this, or why, mommy doesn't eat this, or, so that she gets an understanding, and then hopefully be able to, swing her over.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, I think it's a good thing. I mean, when they're little, that education is more important than ever, I think. So I'm glad that you're doing that. It's a good thing,
Yes.
especially if you have people in your household that are a little bit resistant to, different foods,
Yes.
maybe, right?
Yes.
So, I wanted to ask you about, 5 things that people can do with the keto lifestyle. So some of your 5 favorite things that you do with keto, or that people can easily do.
Okay, 5 favorite things. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that's kind of a little bit loaded. My 5 favorite
So
keto
maybe a
things.
recipe, like what are some of the things that you do every day that somebody can incorporate easily?
5 things. Gosh, see, the 5 things I would do every day are probably, and because I'm in a different spot in my journey. So,
Mm-hmm.
like for me, being able to fast for certain periods every day is beneficial. It helps with my energy. It allows me to get things done. Believe it or not, I'm very productive when I'm fasting, because I'm not consuming food, eating food, thinking about food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting things done. So fasting is a big part of my journey. And it's, sometimes it's just, 16 hours, 18 hours. Sometimes it's 48 hours. Sometimes it's 120 hours. It just depends on myself and my body and what I'm doing. So fasting is a big part of my journey. It is a part of my journey every day though. I usually fast 16 to 18 hours a day in general. And that's big for me, on keto. And it's not something that you can typically do out of the, straight out of the gate. It is something that, comes over time once you become fat adapted, and, once your body really starts burning ketones for fuel, then you can fast. You'll probably find, for many of you, it will come easy. For some people, not so much, sometimes it's, it takes some time. So, but fasting is big for me. I hate grocery shopping. It's not my thing. Like I never have. I enjoy it more now because it's easier. And it sounds funny because I'm going in for what I know I'm going in for. Like I don't have to run up and down aisles anymore. Like I hit the outside edge of the grocery store and I'm done. So it's nice and easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. For me, it's freeing. Like keto is freeing and liberating. It's freedom from counting, like you said, like no more counting calories, no more, measuring shakes and wondering if I've eaten enough, or, I eat until I'm satisfied. I stop when I'm full. I don't eat if I'm not hungry. Like it just makes things so simple.
I wanted to ask you before you go and continue. Do you snack?
No.
Okay.
No. Snacking is counterproductive.
Okay.
The more you eat, the more times your insulin spikes. And the more your insulin spikes, that's what causes your body to store fat. So every time you eat, you spike your insulin. And every time you spike your insulin, your body's like, let me store it, let me store it, let me store it. Mm-hmm. That's the reason I fast. I eat in a window, usually about a 4-hour window. And I make sure I eat well in that 4-hour window. And then I move on.
So are you eating one meal, or are you doing a couple of meals in that window?
I am personally typically eating one meal. That is not normal, and nor do I recommend it for everybody. It is not easy for most people to eat well enough in that one meal. I would say if you're starting out in a 6 to 8 hour window is good, and then eating 2 decent meals in there. Because keto is a high fat diet, you're getting most of your caloric intake from fat, which is higher than protein or carbs. So if you keep your fat high enough, then you'll be getting enough fuel and enough calories for your body, and you will stay full because the fat makes you stay satiated. So you feel full because the fat keeps you full. That allows you to go longer periods between your meals, which is why I can fast easily. And it will keep your calories high enough so that your body has enough fuel to burn.
Okay. All right. Another tip, and maybe a recipe. Do you have something that you want to share?
A recipe? Oh gosh. Oh, what?
Simple things.
There are simple things. Let's see. I am.
What's your favorite? Favorite recipe to make?
So many. favorite recipe.
Something simple. Something simple that you can do.
I would say my pork belly is probably the easiest thing I do. Okay. So yeah, pork belly. She's like, what is that? Yes.
Doesn't sound easy at all.
Glorified bacon, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's easy. See, this is the easiest recipe. That's why you're like, oh my gosh, I have so many recipes I could all day. But pork belly is easy. Because really all you're doing is you're taking your piece of pork belly, which you can get from the grocery store or a butcher. If they look at you strange, it is like bacon, but with more fat.
Okay.
And you are salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and just rubbing it all over. Mm-hmm. And then cooking it you can cook it in the oven. We have a smoker, which I love, a smoker and a grill that I love that we cook on every weekend. You can put it on the smoker, which is my favorite way to have it, but you don't have to. You can put it in the oven, fat side up, so that in the oven, if you don't have a smoker, or you don't want to do it on the grill, fat side up in a dish, 350 degrees for, depending on the size of it, like I do it in a 2-pound piece. So I put it for 350 degrees for about 2 hours in the oven. Simple.
And that's it.
And then you can just, and that's it. That's why it's simple. That's it. That's all you got to do. And then you can walk away from it and then just take it out and eat it and enjoy.
Okay. That sounds easy. And yeah. What about tips on drinks? Let's see. What about drinks? What are you drinking in the keto lifestyle?
So lots of water. Water with lemon. Water. I will even infuse my water. Infused water is fun. Fresh mint leaves, strawberries into the water. Let it sit for a couple hours, and then just fish out the fruit in the mint leaves, and then that way I have flavored water. Yes. Bubbly is okay. LaCroix is okay. Yeah. Any of your unsweetened, any of your unsweetened seltzer waters are okay to have. I drink coffee. I drink tea. Just unsweetened.
How do you take your coffee?
So I drink my coffee black 90% of the time. If I want something in it, you can do what we call fatty coffee or bulletproof coffee. You can add MCT oil or coconut oil, heavy cream, butter, anything of those nature to make it what we call a fatty coffee. That gets you pure fats in, which will hold you and sustain you throughout the day, and keep you full and satisfied. You can put a little keto approved sweetener in there. I came away from sweetener in my coffee I think, during my Weight Watchers days. So
Yeah,
I have not done that in a very long time.
Yeah, I don't use any sweetener either, or sugar or anything like that in my coffee.
Yeah.
But I like a little coconut cream or something like that, but unsweetened. Or coconut milk.
Yeah, unsweetened. Yes, absolutely. Yep, coconut milk. I have coconut cream in my refrigerator. It's one of my staples, coconut cream and coconut milk. Almond milk is unsweetened almond milk. Unsweetened vanilla almond milk is really good. I do that. I have MCT powders that I use that are just, it's an oil, but it's just been switched into a powder. And they're flavored, but they're unsweetened. And that way I can get a little flavor on my coffee without it being sweetened.
You're going to have to teach me how to do it, because I bought one and it tastes horrible. And I need to figure out maybe the portions or something. It was not good at all. So you're going to have to tell me.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Or maybe it's the kind
it might be a brand thing too.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be a brand thing. They're not all created equal.
Okay.
I do have a good brand for you.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so anything else you want to share? I'm not sure if we did 5 tips, but I'm sure in between all of that, there's probably more than 5 recommendations and things like that. So great. Well, I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah, I just tell people, when you're starting out, just don't stress yourself about it. Eat clean. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Eat a meat, eat a vegetable, have a good fat. That's all you need to focus on. Mm-hmm. If that's what you do in the beginning to get started, then you're already on your way. You can tweak all the other stuff in between later. You know, you can hire a coach and get some help to get things going in the right direction. Mm-hmm. But just eat clean. Eat a meat, eat a vegetable, eat a good fat.
Yes, that's great advice. I'm going to link up in the description. So I'm going to ask people to get in touch with you in the description. It'll have all your links. That way, if they have questions or if they want to start that journey with you, that they can. So Sabrina, thank you so much for all your expertise and knowledge. And I will be talking with you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey, make sure that you download my free gift to you. It's my favorite 25 stress-reducing essential oil diffuser blends.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.